Welcome back to a new video where this time we reveal Schalke 04. The club has gone from being a regular one in Bundesliga to being in second division and even struggling to not get into relegation position. Schalke has been the home of many great players whose early football years started in Gelsenkirchen. Players like Neuer, Havertz, Keva, Kolasinac, Matip, Goretzka, Rakitic, Sané, Draxler, Özil, and most recently Ouedraogo are a long list of the Schalke formation talent. The club is currently sitting on 13th position in second division, and a lot of work needs to be done to make them one of the big teams in Germany again. So we'll rebuild Schalke, and we'll also build a strong youth academy to continue with the Gelsenkirchen talent legacy. We'll establish some rules for the rebuild, as the life starting point in FC25 is not available for Germany's second division. For the first season, we won't buy any players until winter transfer market, so we use the current squad. We will sell though the players we don't count on in order to make money to improve training coaches and the youth academy team infrastructure. During the whole rebuild, we won't be able to buy more than max 4 players per season, although we'll still be able to sell or loan out whoever we want to. We want to build a strong youth academy, so in order to complete the rebuild, we must have at least one youth academy player in the starting 11 of the Champions League final, if we manage to actually play it. Also, apart from always sending a youth scout to search in Germany, we'll be sending the 2 remaining youth scouts to random countries all over the world. Every 3 months, we'll use a wheel to randomly pick countries within the whole list of youth academy countries available in FC25. So with all this, we're ready to start the Schalke rebuild. It looks like some fans are excited. These are the current club's honors, and the goal as always is to add a Champions League in there and becoming the best team in the world. This will be for now our starting 11. The squad is quite long, so we'll definitely transfer list many players so we can invest the money from the sales into our youth academy. We may loan out a few of the younger players so they have minutes in another team. We have some good players already in our youth academy. As we scout more players, we may promote some of them, but for now we'll promote Baiza. As mentioned in the rebuild rules, we'll send our first youth scout to Germany to search for a period of 9 months. We'll hire a second youth scout. We're lucky there's one available with full 5 stars. So we'll use the random picker wheel to find out the first country where we will send our youth scout. And it's Moldova. We remove the country from the wheel so it doesn't get picked again later on. We've sent our second youth scout to Moldova for a period of 3 months. We hire a third youth scout. There's none available with full 5 stars, so for now we'll hire the best available and we'll improve it later on in the rebuild. So we spin the wheel again to find out the next country to scout. And it's Singapore. We'll also remove the country from the wheel and we'll send a third scout to search for goalkeepers, as we've already covered all other positions with the other scouts. We'll be scouting in Singapore for 3 months too. The first youth scout reports are back and we have found some interesting players. We'll promote Seng, Otto, Krashun and Ziegler, and we may loan out some of them so they have more playtime minutes. This is the summary of all the players sold or loaned out by September the 1st, at the end of the first transfer market. We haven't bought any players as per the rebuild rules. There's been many players either sold or loaned out, as I don't want to have a very long squad with players that we know are not going to contribute at the moment. We've scouted some more interesting youth players, especially quite a lot of good goalkeepers from Singapore. So this is the team at the end of the transfer market. We'll use one of the youth players, Baiza, in the starting 11, and we have 2 more youth players, Otto and Krashun, in the bench. The objective this year is to end up in the top positions of the second division. It may be hard to achieve promotion straight away, but maybe we can qualify for the promotion playoffs. So let's move on to January. It's the 1st of January and we're on the second position of the league. The first 4 positions are quite tight, but so far we've done better than I had expected, so I'm happy with this. It looks like we're eliminated from the DFB Pokal Cup. We got eliminated on the first round against Munster. Let's see our player stats. Karaman, Sila and Baiza have scored the most goals, with also 4 assists for Sila. Templeman and Hemache have also contributed with their assists, especially the last one that has only played 10 matches. Scouted some new players in Germany and Moldova, some with great potential like Kruger. So here we have our first transfer. We need to improve the right back position, so I have decided to buy Martin Fernandes, a young Portuguese player who has a lot of potential. He joins us on an exchange deal for Genterbane plus £5 million. Our second transfer is a 19-year-old German centre-back, Finn Jeltz. He joins us from Nuremberg on an exchange deal for Callas plus £1,350,000. Our youth scouts have finished their missions in Moldova and Singapore, so it's time to spin the wheel again to find out our next countries, and it's Austria. As always, we remove Austria from the countries list and we've sent one of our youth scouts there. Time to spin the wheel again to find out the second country. And it's Honduras. So we'll remove Honduras from the countries list and we'll send our last youth scout there to search for a potential future star. So we'll do our third and last transfer of the season. I believe our goalkeeper position needs improving, so while we wait for our youth goalkeepers to improve, we've bought Jonas Urbig, young German goalkeeper with a great potential too. He'll be joining us for an £8,400,000 transfer. The first youth scout from Honduras and Austria has arrived and we've found a few players with good potential. For now, we won't promote any of them. This is the team at the end of the winter transfer market. At the moment, we have 3 youth players in the starting 11, Baiza, Otto and Holzer. The 3 new transfers are also in the starting 11. So let's move on to the end of the season. So it's the end of the season and we ended up in position 4th of the league, which means we won't be playing promotion playoff and we'll be in 2nd division next year. Considering that in real life Schalke is currently in 13th position and that we've ended up 3 points away from the 3rd position, it's not a too bad result, but we must achieve promotion next season. Bayer Leverkusen has won the DFB Pokal Cup. Werder Bremen has won the relegation playoffs, so they'll stay in Bundesliga, and Hannover will remain in 2nd division. Jan Regensburg will stay in 2nd division after winning the relegation playoff. Bergamo Calcio won the UEFA Super Cup. Lombardia FC or Inter Milan has won the Champions League. Tottenham has won the Europa League. And they actually always win this in all the reviews I've made so far. And Real Betis has won the Conference League. So Karaman, Sila and Hemache have scored a decent amount of goals and are amongst the players with more assists. Our youth player Baiza has also done quite well with 7 goals and 1 assist. Templeman has also been a key player when it comes to assists. We scouted some new players in Germany, Austria and Honduras. Winkler and Walter have a great potential, so hopefully they'll become a future star in the first team. Young boys have paid the release clause for Donka at the end of the season, so he'll leave the club. So it's a new season and we start with our first transfer. This is a special move as we bring him back to the club a former player, Hassan Ouedraogo. He joins us on an almost £4 million transfer from RB Leipzig. Our second transfer is to improve our midfield. Niccolò Pizzilli, a 20-year-old Italian player that in real life plays for Roma in Serie A. He joins us on a £2,250,000 transfer. Our youth scouts missions have ended and it's time to spin the wheel to find out the new countries to scout. Let's see which one will be the first. And it's Mozambique. We remove it from the countries list and we send one of the scouts there. Let's see which one will be the second country. Let's spin the wheel. And it's San Marino. So again, we remove San Marino from the list and we send our last scout there to try to find the next future star. I have decided to make our third transfer in this transfer market so we can help the team as soon as possible. It's another player to help improve our midfield. He's Smith, brilliant young player from the Netherlands who has a brilliant future as well and will improve the team for sure. He joins us on a £3 million transfer. So this is the summary of all the transfers and loan movements made during this transfer market. We bought 3 players, so we still have one more if we want for the winter transfer market. We've sold players who were not having any minutes in the previous season, and we've also sold Karaman as he doesn't have much room for improvement due to his age. And we have now Wedraugo as well, who will play in his position with much more potential. We've also sold Hemache as we have quite a few wingers from the youth team who have a lot of potential and I believe can be the players we use to complete the rebuild, making them play in the Champions League final in future seasons. Finally, we've loaned out many of our youth players to see if any of them reaches a good level and can be part of the first team in the future, and we've also loaned out some of the young first team players that didn't have many minutes in the previous season. The first report from Mozambique and San Marino is back. We found a few interesting players, especially Machado seems to have a bright future. This is the team at the end of the transfer market. Probably the main position to improve is our bench striker. We've got lots of youth academy players in the bench and 2 in the starting 11, many of them with great potential. Also, some of the players like Urbik, Fernandez or Sila have improved a lot from the previous season. So let's see what's the situation in January. So it's the 1st of January and we're sitting on 3rd position, 3 points away from the first. We need to improve in the second half of the season as this year we must achieve the promotion to Bundesliga. It looks like we got eliminated again this year quite early in the DFB Pokal Cup. Let's see. Yeah, we got eliminated in the second round against Karlsruhe. Wedraugo and Sila have led the team in goals and assists, with our youth player Weiser with good stats too. Looks like Smith has been a good transfer like Wedraugo with decent amount of goals and assists. Surprisingly, our centre-back Felipe Sanchez has scored 3 goals. Scouted a centre-back with great potential from Mozambique. For now, we'll leave him in the youth academy team. Our 4th and final transfer of the season is an Argentinian striker that improves a lot the quality of our bench players. We welcome Agustin Roberto joining us from River Plate on a £4.5 million transfer. It's time again to spin the youth countries wheel to see where we send in our youth scouts next. Let's spin the wheel. And it's Mali. We'll be sending our first free scout there in hopes to find a real gem. Let's spin the wheel again. And it's New Zealand. I think we've almost covered all continents by now. We send our last scout to New Zealand to complete his mission. This is the team at the end of the winter transfer market. Players like Wedraugo, Sila, Fernandez, Urbik and Sanchez have improved a lot. We have 2 wingers from the youth team playing in the starting 11, Ziegler and Otto, who have been improving quite a lot this last season too. So let's move to the end of the season to see if we achieve promotion. So the season has ended and we've ended up in the 1st position, but tied in points with the 2nd and only 1 point ahead of the 3rd and 4th positions. This has been really tight, but the main thing is we have achieved our goal and next year we'll be playing in Bundesliga. Borussia Dortmund has won the DFB Pokal Cup. Holstein Kiel has won the relegation playoffs, so they'll be playing in Bundesliga too, and Bochum will be relegated to 2nd division. There's been a draw on the other relegation playoff between Ulm and Braunschweig, so I guess the one staying in 2nd division will be Braunschweig. Lombardy FC has won the UEFA Super Cup. Atletico de Madrid have won their first Champions League. Fiorentina has won the Europa League, and Chelsea has won the Conference League. So with Raugo, Sila and Smith have done great in terms of both goals and assists, and the overall level has increased a lot too. Roberto has scored 9 goals and made 2 assists, having arrived in January, so great transfer too. Pizzilli, Weiser and also Ziegler with his assists have had a good performance too. So it's the start of season 3, and here we have the players we've scouted from all the 3 months reports received from Germany, Mali and New Zealand. Some have great potential, especially Vincent, Beyer, Locke and Dalton. We're going to promote a few of our best youth academy players, and some may stay in the first team and some will be loaned out. I've been removing from the youth team as well players whose potential had dropped a lot, as we only want to keep potential future stars. And also, to make it smoother, I will be showing the youth report once we have quite a few players scouted, instead of showing it monthly. So with that being said, the missions in Mali and New Zealand have finished and we have to spin the wheel again. So here we go, let's spin the wheel. And the first country is Togo. So we remove the country from the list and we send our first scout there. Let's spin the wheel again. And our second country is Senegal. So we remove as well Senegal from the list and we send our last scout there to search for some future youth gem. The first transfer this season is a Brazilian player that will help us improve even more our midfield. We welcome Gabriel Moscardo joining us on a £10 million transfer. Ouedraogo is having an excellent performance as centre attack midfielder, but we need a good substitute too. We welcome Maurice Gratenmacher, a 19-year-old German player joining us from Bayern Munich. Our third transfer is to improve our left back position, as Merkin is having a good performance but he's not really improving much. So we welcome Max Fingra, who joins us from Latium on a £6 million transfer. So here we have a summary of all the players sold and all the players loaned out. Majority of them are youth academy players that need more playtime. We've loaned out Weiser as his overall rating was top, and I want to see if he comes back from his loan as a much better player. This is the team at the end of the transfer market. Youth academy players Ziegler and Otto have improved a lot. Also our second goalkeeper Weber, who even though doesn't play much, keeps improving a lot. Many other players have increased their level too, like Fernandez, Sanchez, Smith, Ouedraogo, Roberto and Jelsk. The objective this season is to end up at least mid-table in Bundesliga. So let's move on to January. So it's the 1st of January and we're in 8th position. We managed to win 6 matches and drew 2. It's not bad considering it's our first season back in Bundesliga. The goal is to maintain ourselves in this category and next season try to qualify for at least Europa League. So it looks like we're already eliminated in the DFB Pokal Cup again. We got eliminated in the 3rd round against Cole. This season we have passed at least the 2nd round, although it was on penalties against Borussia Mönchengladbach. So Sila, Ouedraogo and Smith are still our best performing players in both goals and assists. The first half of the season, Roberto has only played 9 matches and scored only 2 goals, so he's not been giving what we expected from our second best striker. There are a lot of players with just 1 goal this season, some of them defenders and some youth academy players. Smith has reached an overall of 79. He's improved a lot in 1 season and looks like he can be the leader of this team in the years to come. New youth academy players scouted in Germany and Togo. These 3 German players, Keller, Becker and Dietrich, all have a 94 max potential, which hopefully they can get to that level in the next seasons. The missions in Togo and Senegal have finished, so it's time to spin the wheel again. Let's spin the wheel, and the first country is Colombia. We'll be sending our first free scout to South America to hopefully find some hidden gem. Let's spin the wheel again. And the second country is Fiji. This is interesting and hopefully we'll find great players here too. So we send our last scout to Fiji. Our fourth and last transfer of the season will be to improve our centre-back position. Both Sanchez and Gels are doing great, but I believe we need to add at least a third centre-back. So we welcome Tobias Palacios. The Argentinian defender joins us on a £5.5 million transfer. The first reports from Germany, Colombia and Fiji are back, and we found some really good players, especially from Colombia and Fiji. Ponce, Prakash and Torres all have a great potential. This is the team at the end of the winter transfer market. Almost all of the players have increased their ratings considerably, and the two youth players who are in the starting 11, Ziegler and Otto, keep also growing fast too. Our second goalkeeper Weber has improved a lot, but it may be hard for him to play as Urbik is increasing his level fast too. Let's move on to the end of the season to see if we achieve our objectives. So we end the season in position 9, which is a safe zone. For being our first season back in Bundesliga, it's an acceptable result. Bayern Munich has won the DFB Pokal Cup. Atletico de Madrid has won the UEFA Super Cup. Paris Saint-Germain has won the first Champions League. Athletic Club has won the Europa League. And Manchester United has won the Conference League. So at the end of the season, Silla, Ouedraogo and Smith are still our best performing players. In this second half of the season, Roberto has scored 4 more goals in 13 matches, so it's still not a great performance to be honest for a striker. Ziegler is at the moment our best youth academy player and is leading the assist stats of the whole first team with also 3 goals. So hopefully he can become one of our main stars and be in the starting 11 if we reach the final of the Champions League in the next season. Last year's academy reports from Colombia and Fiji and also from Germany, and we've actually found quite a few potentially good players. These two countries, apart from Germany, have probably given us some of the best youth players so far, so hopefully some of them can reach the expected level. And it's time to find out which countries will be scouting in the next 3 months. Let's spin the wheel to find out the first country. And it's Qatar. So we send our first scout there. Let's spin the wheel again and find out the second country. And it's Indonesia, so we send our last available scout there too. Our first transfer this season is the most expensive transfer so far in this review. This Italian winger joins us to increase considerably the level of the team, even though he still has a lot of room for improvement. We welcome Luca Coleosho to the club, joining us from Burnley on a £22,500,000 transfer. Maurice Gratenmacher has not given us the performance we had expected, so I've decided to get a new centre attacking midfielder. We welcome Isaac Babadi, who will be joining us on an exchange deal for Gratenmacher and almost £8 million. This is the summary of all the transfers and loan-out deals at the end of the transfer market. We've sold quite a few players from the youth academy whose potential was stuck and looked like they wouldn't have a place in the first team. We've also loaned out many youth academy players who I believe are candidates to become first team players in the next season. We've scouted 2 youth academy players in Indonesia and Qatar. We've also scouted 2 promising players in Germany, so we'll see if any of them improve to become a first team player. This is the team at the end of the transfer market. The whole squad has improved a lot. Our best youth academy players at the moment are Ziegler, Weber and Winkler, so we'll see if they keep improving at this rhythm. Let's move on to January. It's the 1st of January and we're in position 7, so only 1 point away from Conference League and 3 points away from Europa League. Hopefully by the end of the season we can be in European competition positions. So this season we got eliminated in round 3 of the DFB Pokal Cup against Union Berlin. Hopefully in the next seasons we can do better in this cup. Ouedraogo keeps leading the stats as always. Roberto has only played 10 matches but has scored 7 goals and made 1 assist, so not bad. For being a centre midfielder, Smith has had a good performance too in both goals and assists. Apart from Smith, Coleosho, Babadi and Ziegler have been leading the assist stats too. Last reports from Qatar and Indonesia, we've only found 2 good players in Qatar. So it's time again to spin the wheel and discover our new 2 countries. Let's spin the wheel to find out the first country. And it's Switzerland, so we remove the country from the list and we send our first available scout there. Let's spin the wheel to see which one is the second country. And it's Poland. So again, we remove Poland from the countries list and we send the last available scout there. Moscardo has submitted a transfer request, so we'll sell him as soon as we receive a transfer offer. And Porto has offered us £19,500,000 for Moscardo, so we have accepted it. And with this money, we're going to invest it in finding a substitute for Moscardo. We welcome Benjamin Kremaski. He joins us on a £14 million transfer. Apart from the moves of Moscardo and Kremaski, we've only loaned out a few youth academy players during the winter transfer market. This season we haven't used the 4 transfers available and we've only done 3, as for now the team is fine. First youth reports from Germany, Switzerland and Poland are back, and we found some interesting players in Germany and Poland, but not yet anyone in Switzerland, so we'll see in the next reports. So this is the team at the end of the winter transfer market. Let's move on to the end of the season. It's the end of the season and we ended up in position 6, which means we've qualified for Conference League. It's good to know we'll be playing some European competition, but the main target next season is to qualify for Champions League. Bayern Munich has won the DFB Pokal Cup. Hamburger has won the relegation playoff and will be playing in Bundesliga next season. Paris Saint-Germain has won the UEFA Super Cup. Bayer Leverkusen has won the Champions League. Liverpool has won the Europa League. And Tottenham has won the Conference League. Roberto, Smith, Ouedraogo and Sila have scored quite a lot of goals, with Smith being one of our top assists. Koleosho has been key as the top assist in the team and has managed to do some goals too. Babadi and Ziegler have also been within the best players with more assists in the team. He's the latest players scouted in Germany, Switzerland and Poland. I have been releasing some players from the youth academy team whose potential had dropped a lot. Hopefully some of these newly scouted players can keep their potential and make it to the first team. Season 5 has started and it's time to find out the next 2 countries to send our youth scouts to. So let's spin the wheel to find out the first country. And it's Madagascar. So we send one of our scouts to Madagascar. Let's spin the wheel again to find out what's the second country. And it's Andorra. So we remove Andorra from the countries list and send our last available scout there. Max Fingraf has not been performing as we expected as our main left back, so I've decided to buy a new left back who I believe will make a difference and increase the level significantly. We welcome Tom Rhodes joining us on an exchange deal for Merkin and £21.5 million. Our second transfer is to improve our wingers. I've decided to loan out Ziegler as he didn't get that much playtime in the last season. We welcome Antonito Cordero, who will be joining us on an £11,500,000 transfer. First Youth Academy scout report from Madagascar and Andorra available. Scouted 3 potential good players, especially the 2 found in Andorra, both with over 90 of max potential. This is the summary of all the transfers and loan deals for this transfer market. As mentioned, we have loaned out Ziegler and also many of our Youth Academy players, and as always, sold the players whose potential was stuck. Last season we ended up in 6th position and I thought we'd be playing in Conference League, but we actually playing in Europa League, so we'll see if we can get far in this competition, as it would be another way to qualify for Champions League next year. This is our team at the end of the transfer market. Everyone has increased their level a lot, and especially we have 2 Youth Academy players, Otto and Weber. Weber probably won't have much playtime as Ulrich is our main goalkeeper, but he still keeps improving season after season. So let's move on to January. It's the 1st of January and we're in second position of the league, only 2 points away from the first. We've managed to win 10 matches and only lost 3. Hopefully we can keep in Champions League positions by the end of the season. This season we still haven't been eliminated from the DFB Pokal Cup, and we've already reached a quarter-finals where we'll be playing against Borussia Dortmund. We've previously eliminated Hamburger and Hanover. We're in position 14 of the league stage of the Europa League, but there are still 2 matches left in January. At the moment this would mean we would be playing the playoff stage later on. Draugo has scored 21 goals in 26 matches and also made 2 assists. His performance has been fantastic and he has also improved a lot his overall rating. Smith and Sila have had very good numbers too. Roberto has only scored 1 goal and has only played 6 matches. He's also not progressing very much overall, so I may consider transferring him soon. Coleocho, Otto and Cordero have had decent stats with the assists. Last report from Youth Academy Scouts in Madagascar and Andorra. We haven't scouted many players there, but probably one of the players with more potential is Tafita Soa. So it's time to find out which ones will be the next 2 countries where we send our Youth Academy Scouts to. Let's spin the wheel to discover the first country. And it's South Africa. So we send our first available scout there. Let's spin the wheel to discover which one is the second country. And it's Panama. So we send our last available scout to Panama to see if we discover any gems. As we mentioned before, Roberto has not really progressed as we expected, so I have decided to go after another striker. We welcome Ethan Whitley. He joins us on an exchange deal for Roberto and £4.5 million. After the last 2 matches that were left, we've ended up in position 18th of the league stage of the Europa League, so we'll be playing the playoff stage. Our rival is Portuguese team Sporting Braga. It's going to be tough, but we can make it through to the next round. This is the summary of the transfers and loan deals for the winter transfer market. More Youth Academy players have been loaned out to see if their level increases. 3 good Youth Academy players are scouted in the first report in South Africa and Panama. Hopefully we keep finding good players in these 2 countries in the next reports. Also guys, if you're liking this video and you aren't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe down below, hit the like button and activate the notifications bell so you don't miss on a lot of FC25 content. We're gonna be bringing you several videos every week with full series of FC25 career mode, reviews and much more. This is the team at the end of the winter transfer market. All players have improved a lot, but especially Smith is becoming the best player in the team. So let's move on to the end of the season to see if we've achieved our objectives of qualifying for Champions League. So it's the end of the season and we're in the first position. We're champions of the Bundesliga and of course we'll be playing Champions League next season. We ended up 2 points ahead of Bayern Munich, so it's a great result. Let's update the club's honors with this new title. And we're also champions in the DFB Pokal Cup. We've won the final against Union Berlin. So previously we won Stuttgart in semi-finals and we eliminated Borussia Dortmund in quarter-finals, which is where we left in January. So let's update the club's honors again with this new title. The relegation playoff match between Hamburger and Hertha Berlin is a draw. Liverpool has won the UEFA Super Cup. Milano FC has won the Champions League. Villarreal has won the Europa League, so this means we got eliminated in previous stages. So let's see, we're not in semi-finals, not in quarter-finals, not in round of 16, and we actually got eliminated in the playoff stage against Sporting Braga. Rayo Vallecano has won the Conference League. This one is quite surprising. Draugo has ended up with 37 goals and 5 assists. His performance has been fantastic and he's one of the main reasons we won the league and the DFB Pokal Cup. Sila and Smith have had a fantastic performance too, especially Smith, who is a midfielder and apart from scoring 14 goals, he's made 12 assists. Coleocho stats are very good too with 9 goals and assists, and Rode and Sanchez have scored some goals, even though both being defenders. Last report from South Africa and Panama available, and we've scouted 3 youth academy players with huge potential. Hopefully they can improve fast and we get to add them in the first team squad before getting far in the Champions League. The youth scout missions in South Africa and Panama have finished, so it's time to spin the wheel again. So let's spin the wheel and find out which one is the first country. And it's Serbia. So we remove Serbia from the countries list and we send our first available scout there. Let's spin the wheel again to find out which one is the second country. And it's Zambia. So again, we remove Zambia from the countries list and we send our last available scout there. As Willy has not given us the performance we expected when we exchanged him for Roberto, I have decided to buy a striker that will make a big difference. We welcome Karalampos Kostoulas in an exchange deal for Finkra and £17 million. To substitute Finkra, we'll use Ponce, youth player that we scouted in Colombia who has progressed a lot. We have 2 good centre-backs, but it's one of our weakest positions, especially in the bench. We welcome Mika Marmol. The young Spanish defender will be the leader of our defence. He joins us on a £40,300,000 transfer. This is the summary of all the transfers and loan deals at the end of the transfer market. I've sold Pizzili to use the money into the transfer of Marmol, and also because the player didn't improve that much in the last season. Also, one of our youth academy players, Vincent, has improved a lot since he came back from his loan deal last season, and he'll be our centre midfielder in the bench. Also sold Palacio as he wasn't having much playtime, and with the arrival of Marmol, we don't need that many centre backs. These are the latest youth academy players scouted in Germany, Zambia and Serbia. They all have really good potential. This is the team at the end of the transfer market. Ziegler is back in the starting 11 as he has improved a lot after we loaned him out last season. The whole team's value has increased. Also, we have many youth academy players who have improved significantly too, like Vincent, Otto, Ponce and Weber. We may sell Whitley if we receive a good offer in the winter transfer market, as we already have some good youth academy striker plus Sila in the bench. Hopefully with this team we can have a good performance in Champions League and end up in top positions of the league too. So let's move on to January. So it's the 1st of January and we're in second position of the league, only 1 point away from the first. Happy to see the team is performing well and we're in Champions League positions. We lost the German Super Cup against Bayern Munich. We haven't been eliminated yet from the DFB Pokal Cup. We'll be facing Union Berlin in quarterfinals. We're in 5th position of the league stage of the Champions League, which is a great result, but there are still 2 matches left in January before we know if we qualify directly to the next round or if we need to play the playoff stage. Wedraugo continues to be the best player in the team with 20 goals and 5 assists in 27 matches. His great numbers make the rest look as if they haven't been that good. Smith, Sila and Koleosho have been key players too with their goals and assists. Ziegler has had a good performance too with decent numbers. Kostolas has not played as much as I expected, only 13 matches, but he's made 4 goals. Fernandes has improved a lot since he joined us in the first season and has been one of the best players when it comes to assists and has even scored 2 goals. Latest youth academy report available. This time we haven't scouted any interesting player in Zambia, but we found 1 good player in Serbia and several in Germany. So it's time to find out our next 2 countries to be scouted. So we spin the wheel to discover which one is the first country. And it's Trinidad and Tobago. So we send one of our youth scouts there. Let's spin the wheel again to discover which one will be the second country. And it's Estonia, so we send our last available youth scout there too. The league stage of the Champions League has finished and we're in position 7, which means we'll go directly to the next round without having to play the playoff stage. These are the matches for the playoff stage of the Champions League. We've only made one movement this winter market. We've sold Whitley for £25,100,000. The first Youth Academy Scout report from Trinidad and Tobago and Estonia has come back. We've found some good players, but the best player scouted is German Youth Player 4. This is the team at the end of the winter market. Almost all the players have increased their overall value during the first half of the season, so hopefully we'll achieve our objectives. So let's see. We'll be facing Chelsea in the round of 16 of the Champions League. It will be a tough rival, but I believe we can get to the next round. These are the results of the playoff stage previously played. So it's the first match against Chelsea. Let's simulate. And it's a draw, 1-1 with goal from Costolas for us. Second match against Chelsea. Let's simulate. And it's a win, 2-1 with goals by Coleosho and Wedraugo. We'll be playing quarterfinals of the Champions League. These are the results of the round of 16 matches, and these are the quarterfinal matches where we'll be facing Lombardia FC. So let's see what happens in this first match. Let's simulate, and it's a win, 2-1 with both goals from Wedraugo. Second match against Lombardia FC. Let's simulate. And we lose 2-0, which means we're out and we're eliminated from the Champions League. These are the results of the quarterfinals. We'll see how we've done in the league at the end of the season to see if we've qualified for Champions League next season. So let's move on. It's the end of the season and we've ended up in second position at just 3 points away from Borussia Dortmund, who wins this edition of Bundesliga. The main thing is we've qualified one more year to play Champions League. And with champions in the DFB Pokal Cup, we've won the final against Wolfsburg. So previously we won Hannover in semi-finals and we eliminated Union Berlin in quarterfinals, which is where we left in January. So let's update the club's honors again with this new title. Freiburg has won the relegation playoff and will be playing Bundesliga next season. Milano FC has won the UEFA Super Cup. Lombardia FC, the team who eliminated us, has ended up winning the Champions League. They also eliminated Bayern Munich in semi-finals. Brighton has won the Europa League. And Copenhagen has won the Conference League. Wedraugo and Smith have had a great season. The first one with lots of goals and good amount of assists. The second one with a fantastic amount of assists and also 16 goals. Costolas has increased his performance a lot in the second half of the season and has ended up with 15 goals. Sila, Ziegler and Coleosho have been very important too, with very good stats as well. In general, all players have also increased a lot their overall ratings. Last Youth Academy report available from Trinidad and Tobago and Estonia. Good players found, especially the last two players who have an excellent potential. So we're in season 7 and it's time to find out our next 2 countries to send our youth scouts to. So let's spin the wheel and discover which one is the first country. And it's Republic of Korea. So we send one of our youth scouts there to find potential future stars. Let's spin the wheel again to discover which one is the second country. And it's Hungary. So we send our last available scout there too. This is our team at the beginning of season 7 and everyone has improved a lot. We have a big bench depth and we have many youth academy players with good overall ratings. This transfer market will probably improve the centre back position and maybe a left or right back substitute. So our first transfer is actually a centre back. It's our most expensive transfer so far in this rebuild. We welcome Giorgio Scalvini. The Italian defender will increase significantly the overall level of our defense. This season we must win the Champions League and I believe he will be key for the team. He joins us on a £68,100,000 transfer. Our second transfer is to improve the level of our bench players and we need a right back substitute that could make it to the starting 11 if needed. We welcome Kyrian Issa. He joins us on a £36 million transfer. So this is the summary of transfers and loan deals by the end of the transfer market. I have sold Babadi and Cordero as we have now youth academy players that are performing better for these same positions. First report available from Republic of Korea and Hungary, and we have found some good interesting youth academy players. This is the team at the end of the transfer market. We have 2 youth academy players in the starting 11, Ziegler and Vincent. I believe with this team we can achieve big things, but we'll have to wait and see. So let's move on to January. So it's the 1st of January and we're in second position, 4 points away from Bayern Munich. So very similar result than the last 2 seasons. Hopefully we can stay on the top of the league and maybe win another Bundesliga by the end of the season. We've won the German Super Cup against Borussia Dortmund, so let's update the club's honors. We're in quarterfinals of the DFB Pokal Cup and we'll be facing Cole. We're in third position of the league stage of the Champions League, which is great, but there are still 2 matches left to be played in January before we know if we qualify to the next round directly or we need to play the playoff stage. So this is shocking. Ouedraogo's performance has dropped a lot for the first half of the season, but instead Smith has stepped up with 19 goals and 5 assists. His overall rating has also reached 90. Costolas has also scored many goals, 11, and Koleosho has had a very good performance too in both goals and assists with 5 and 7. Our centre-back Marmol has been one of the players with more assists with 5, and youth academy player Locke has had some decent stats even though he wasn't even in the bench originally, but he's ended up playing 17 matches. Last report available from Germany, Republic of Korea and Hungary with some good players scouted, especially the ones from Hungary and Germany, who both have a very big potential. So it's time to spin the wheel to find out our new countries to scout. Let's spin the wheel to discover the first country, and it's Dominican Republic. So we send the first scout there. Let's spin the wheel again to discover the second country, and it's Ethiopia. So we send our last available scout there too. So we've ended up in second position of the league stage of the Champions League, which means we're through to the next round directly without having to play the playoff stage. These are the playoff stage matches. First report available with youth academy players from Germany, Dominican Republic and Ethiopia. Some are quite interesting players, but I don't believe they'll have enough time to develop to the first team level before we finish this rebuild, but we'll see. This is the team at the end of the winter transfer market. The whole team has improved a lot and we have not made any movements during this transfer window. We have a very strong team and I believe we can get far this season in Champions League. So let's see what happens. We'll be facing Villarreal in the round of 16 of the Champions League. It will be tough, but I'm sure we'll pass this round. So the first match against Villarreal has arrived. Let's simulate. And it's a win. 1-2 with goals by Ouedraogo and Otto for us. It's time for the second match against Villarreal. Let's simulate. And it's a win. 4-1 with goals by Vincent, Costola, Ziegler and Scalvini. We're through to the next round of the Champions League. These are all the round of 16 results. And these are the quarterfinal matches. We'll be facing German side Bayer Leverkusen, so it will definitely be tough. So the first match against Bayer Leverkusen has arrived. Let's simulate. And it's a win, 0-1 with goal from Smith. Home match against Bayer Leverkusen is here. Let's simulate. And it's a draw, 2-2 with both goals from Costolas. So we're through to the semi-finals, which is the best we've done so far in this rebuild. These are the quarterfinal results. And these are the semi-final matches. We'll be facing Spanish side Atletico de Madrid, again a tough team. So the first match against Atletico de Madrid has arrived. Let's simulate. And it's a draw, 2-2 with goals by Ouedraogo and Ziegler. The second match against Atletico de Madrid has arrived and we'll see if we can make it to the final of the competition. Let's simulate. And it's a win, 1-3 with goals from Ouedraogo, Costolas and Smith. We're through to the final of the Champions League. Our objective is closer than ever in this rebuild. These are the semi-final results, which means that the final of the Champions League will be against Borussia Dortmund, an all-German final that will definitely be a hard match, but will be exciting too. But before that, let's move on to the end of the season to see how we've done everywhere else. And it's the end of the season and we're in the first position. We're champions of the Bundesliga for the second time in this rebuild. We ended up 4 points ahead of Bayern Munich, so it's a great result. Let's update the club's honors with this new title. And we're also champions in the DFB Pokal Cup 3 years in a row. We've won the final against Fürth. So previously we won Borussia Dortmund in semi-finals and we eliminated Cologne in quarterfinals, which is where we left in January. So let's update the club's honors again with this new title. If we win the Champions League, we would have achieved a historic treble for the club. So this is extra motivation for the final. Brighton has won the UEFA Super Cup. PSV has won the Europa League. And Celta de Vigo has won the Conference League. So Costolas has done a spectacular second half of the season, ending with 33 goals and 6 assists. Smith started fantastic and has ended up the same with 28 goals and 12 assists. Ouedraogo had a poor first half of the season, but he has stepped up in the second half and has ended up with 15 goals and 2 assists. Other players who have helped the team a lot too with goals and assists are youth academy players Ziegler and Vincent. Also, Coleosho and Marmol have contributed a lot, especially with their assists. So the moment of truth has arrived and it's time to play the final of the Champions League against Borussia Dortmund. But first, let's check the team. The rules of this rebuild were to have at least one youth academy player in the starting 11 of the Champions League final, and we actually have 2, Ziegler and Vincent. We also have 4 more youth academy players in the bench. The rest of the team is great. All players have increased their overall ratings a lot and we've built one of the best teams so far in our rebuilds. So let's see what happens in the Champions League final. So here we are in Old Trafford ready to start this final. The road to the final for both teams has not been easy. I believe this is going to be a tight match. First opportunity of the match is for Borussia Dortmund. They shoot, but Urbik saves with no problem. Ziegler playing for Smith, who passes for Rowe. He passes back to Smith. Great pass for Costolas. He leaves the defender behind, shoots and it's in. What a goal, fantastic shot by Costolas, who puts the 0-1 very early in the match. From the repetition we can see how good his shot was and how he managed to get past the defender. Also great pass from Smith, seeing the opportunity there. So Costolas has scored 10 goals in 15 matches. He's been key for us this whole season. Borussia Dortmund in the attack, but Rose is faster and clears the ball. Borussia Dortmund in the attack again. Rose can stop them, but Scalvini blocks and Fernandes clears the ball. Ouedraogo for Ziegler. Clear opportunity, but he's too slow and the goalkeeper clears the ball. Borussia Dortmund with the ball. Great passing. None of our defenders are stopping them, but Scalvini is really focused today and clears the ball. Borussia Dortmund in the attack again. Great pass for the striker, who shoots, but Urbik saves. Great save there. Urbik is having a fantastic match so far. We're already in the second half. Borussia Dortmund with the ball. They shoot, but Marmol blocks and Fernandes clears the ball, passing it to Ziegler, who keeps the ball. The defenders can stop him. He keeps running. He passes to Ouedraogo, who shoots and scores, but it's offside. Ouedraogo was already celebrating with the fans and complains about the referee's decision. However, the repetition shows it was a clear offside. Borussia Dortmund makes the first change, Gruda for Dardai, both great players. Marmol for Smith, fantastic pass for Costolas, he shoots but the goalkeeper saves. He tried a similar shot as the one of the goal, but with not the same luck now. We changed Koleosho and Vincent for Otto and Winkler. Borussia Dortmund with the ball. Ball defending there by Scalvini. Great move of the striker who shoots and it's in. They score and it's 1-1. It's a shame because we've managed to keep the advantage for so long in the game and they score at minute 68, but we still have time to score again. From the repetition we can see how poorly we defended here in this goal and Ubi couldn't do much here. Marmol for Road. He passes for Otto, who is a really fast player. He keeps running. The defense can't stop him. Looks like he's going to shoot, but he passes the ball for Costolas, who puts it in. It's a goal, it's a 1-2. We've only needed 7 minutes to get our advantage back. Players and fans are over the moon celebrating this goal. From the repetition, we see the great run by Otto and also great decision leaving the ball for Costolas, who just had to push it in. Borussia Dortmund with the ball. Great pass who leaves the striker with a great shooting opportunity, but the ball goes out. That was very close. Winkler with the ball. Passes for Ziegler, who leaves the ball for Fernandes. Great run from our right back defender. Great cross for Costolas, who shoots and it's in. Hat-trick by Costolas, who makes a 1-3 and makes us virtually champions when it's already minute 86. Our players are over the moon celebrating with the fans, while Borussia Dortmund players are devastated as they know it's almost over for them. What an excellent assist by Fernandes and fantastic performance by Costolas, who did not hesitate and put the ball in to make the 1-3. Excellent move from our striker, who's been the best player by far in this final. Borussia Dortmund with the ball. Bad defending there by Road. But Marmol touches the ball enough for the player to lose control and Urbik saves. And that's it. The match is over and we're officially Champions League winners. Fans and players are over the moon celebrating. This is a great moment for the club. Seven seasons simulated in this rebuild to get to this point. Also, the youth academy players like Otto or Ziegler had a key role in the final too. And here comes our captain Marmol, who's been the leader of our defense along with Scalvini. Both players were key in this final. And he lifts the trophy up in the sky of Old Trafford, making us officially the best team in the world. Players and fans celebrating this historic moment. It's been a long road to get here, but it's been probably the most enjoyable rebuild so far, as we've seen so many players with an amazing improvement on the overall ratings and becoming some of the best in the world. So we're Champions League winners, and this means it's time to update the club's honors. This season we've achieved a historic treble with Bundesliga, DFB Pokal Cup and Champions League. I've enjoyed a lot this rebuild. Let me know in the comments below any teams you'd like me to rebuild in the next videos. If you've enjoyed this rebuild too, please like and subscribe so you don't miss on any further rebuilds and full career mode content. Thanks for watching and see you soon in the next video.